Welcome back to Retro Axis. This is a short video just to talk about my preparations for this coming episode. I've been working with my Colour Maximite, which I've had since 2013. It's a great little piece of hardware. To get ready for the episode, though, I wanted to make sure that I had the latest version of the firmware and any new software that might be out there. So what I'm going to do today really quickly is just walk you through the steps of essentially plugging in a USB cable here to the back of my Maximite. And inside is an actual button that says load firmware, and this will put the Maximite into a flashable mode where we can then run a tool off of this Windows workstation and get the latest version of the firmware installed. Let's take a look at how we do that. Now that my Maximite is open, I'm going to first remove my SD card. And I've already got power applied as well as the USB cable connected. So now I'm going to hold in the load firmware button and turn on the power switch. You'll note the indicator light is now blinking. This tells me that the PIC32 programmer is now ready. So I'm now going to move to my Windows workstation and start the bootloader. So with my Windows machine booted up, I've extracted all the files out of the zip file that comes with the Maximite firmware. And you'll see here is the hex file that I'll need, and this is the bootloader file. The firmware comes with all the instructions and information that you need, which is extremely convenient. But let's go ahead and get this thing started. So I'm going to double click bootloader. The first thing it does is check to make sure that the Maximite is connected. I've already plugged it in with my USB cable. So now I'm going to load the hex file. This is version 4.5C. And now essentially it says file loaded and click on program device. So clicking this, it is now going ahead and flashing the firmware. So in just a second, I'll have version 4.5C. It's now verifying it. And once it's complete, I'll be able to boot my Maximite into the latest version of the firmware. Of course, the final step of any firmware upgrade is to verify the results. And we can see here that version 4.5C is the version that's currently on our Maximite. Copyright 2018. So this is exactly the version I was going for, and we're ready to go. So tune in for episode 3, and we'll take a closer look at the Maximite as well as the Micromite. See you next time on Retro Axis.